All right, this is Pushback, where we challenge the assumptions about automotive retail. Today, we're ranking 6 dealership tactics for 2026. The criteria: how effective is this tactic for the new car franchise dealer, regardless of whatever the size is? Kyle, how are we grading these things?
The ranking tiers work like this from the bottom to the top. If we give it an F, sorry, snooze, you lose, it's not working. We got a C tier, a B tier, and an A tier, and then just for giggles, we got an S tier.
For each tactic, we're going to give an explanation of what it is if you don't know and if you're kind of new to the retail auto industry, and then we're going to talk about it, rank it. The very first one price. That's not where we're placing it. We're putting in the middle of things. One price is where the car is that price. There is no negotiation. The price posted is the price of the vehicle. You can't get free floor mats. You can't get $200 off. You can't get any of that. So, Kyle, I'll give you first swing. Where are you ranking one price 2026, regardless of what size the dealer is?
Regardless of the size of the dealer, it is an absolute S tier, period, end of story. And this is why customers expect it, speeds up the deal, makes it very clear. Everything else in the entire retail world, except for houses, it is one price. That's how people expect to buy things, and we can retrain the entire industry. However, I will say this, it is one of the absolute hardest things to do in the entire industry.
That's why it makes it inaccessible for a lot of people. You have to have massive conviction to do this. We've seen it done really well, and we've seen it go not so well, and people bail, usually because they bailed too early or they were not quite committed.
If you're out on the West Coast, you can go see Hello Auto Group. If you're right in the middle of the country, you can see Nelson Auto Group. Then if you're way up north, you can see Walzer or Maury's in the Minneapolis area. And if you're in Canada, and you want one price shopping, you can check out the FAF group.
There's also a little company that does this called Carvana you might have heard about.
Hey.
Okay, next up, mobile service. Mobile service is where we are taking the service department right to your driveway or the place where you work. It's all in a van. The person shows up. I'm going to take a first swing at this one. I mean, can we do too many S's? Because I'm going to put this at S as well. The price and the cost to get in one of these vans and put a technician is so accessible if you consider what it takes to actually build out more infrastructure, a service bay, a lift, all the permits, all the construction. Some dealerships are limited. Why would you not want to be able to go do the easy stuff at a customer's house to free up your service bay so your master techs can do the hard stuff? So that's an S all day for me. There's no excuse.
I'm going to slide that down just a little bit, just a wee bit. It's got to
we're
fall
going
into
between
that
now?
A. I'm sliding it down, and here's why. Because the reality is for a small single point dealership with a low volume service or a very small amount of personnel capacity, it's a difficult thing to do. There's not a ton of upside. You've got to be in a market where you can easily get around. Rural markets, much tougher to do this.
You know what? Yeah. I'm going to slide it even further down into the A because I just got a little excited because my first business was man and van model and we could go anywhere. But you're totally right. If everybody lives far away from everybody, it doesn't make any sense to make that an S. What are we doing next? Oh, Russ flips whips.
Here we go. So when we talk about employee social media, one of our good friends, Russ Flips, you may follow him across the internet, famous on the TikTok and the Instagram out there. The drive right now is for employees doing their own social media, talking about the store, the offers, everything that they do on a given day. It's influencer-led marketing from within the store. Paul, hit him with what your thoughts are.
Okay, I want to put this as an S, but I'm not going to because it takes a lot of commitment to do. Anybody can do it, but it does come with risks. I'm going to put this between an A and a B because you have to be, again, fully committed. You have to have the personality. You have to have the training. And with all the FTC stuff going around, I think it does pose a little more risk than it did 12 months ago.
Yeah, the FTC stuff is a big deal.
But I'm a fan.
I'm a huge fan. If it's my store, I'm doing it. But especially increased complexity, the larger your group is, staying compliant with the way that marketing and brand communications across how does our brand communicate, as well as how does the brand communicate about price and payments, is a very difficult thing as you scale. But for the dealerships that can do it, it is an unfair advantage in your local market.
Russ is going to totally fight us on this one, and we welcome it. Next up, robots.
Robots?
Yeah, robots.
Robots? I don't know. I'm actually, I think you landed it on the first shot. So if you don't know, there's the opportunity now to have robots going from parts to service, parts robots. We've got some good friends in the industry that are doing these. I think the jury's kind of still out. For a large shop with fast moving parts that are like high volume, there's probably a lot of value here, especially if you have a large shop and a slim parts department. But for me, the jury's still out. I think a few steps of walking to the parts department, you got to be able to go quicker than that robot. So
I agree with you. However, the robot doesn't. I was a service advisor. I understand what it feels like when your whole entire team of technicians is standing, leaning on the parts counter. And you know they're not talking about anything to do with parts. Well, you got the new kid in the back looking for one thing that the experienced guy would be able to find in a second, but the experienced guy's at the counter talking to your 3 techs. So I think that a robot would be really effective in that, but I'm also a player. I think it's in the right place. I agree with you, it's in the right place. But if we could spin this little bit and be like, instead of robots bringing parts, what if robots brought drinks out to the technicians? I feel like that could increase productivity. So if it's drink dispensing robots, I probably would rank this a little bit higher. All right, we have 2 left. A buy center.
All right, I'll give a little bit of background. If you don't know what a buy center is, this is an inside of the dealership way of purchasing vehicles from the consumer, either from the service department or straight from consumer purchasing. They might be looking on Facebook to try and find vehicles to bring in that aren't traded in at the vehicle. It's an acquisition source of used car inventory that doesn't rely on auctions or trades. And it's a net new way that kind of CarMax pioneered in the industry. Carvana really put a limelight on it. And now dealerships across the country are starting to bring it into their operations.
Okay, so where are you ranking this?
That's like S+ tier.
S+ tier.
Profitability, it makes the most sense. Speed to retail, it makes the most sense. It's the most care for the customer because they get a check or money right on the spot so that they don't have to worry about whether or not they got a great deal. And you increase customer lifetime value. If you're a dealer and you're not thinking about how to buy vehicles not from the auction, you done gone crazy.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen any independent buy centers pop up where it just becomes a place where consumers can sell their car that isn't tied to a dealership, and the buy center just has their little list of dealers that they sell cars to, because you pop one of these suckers in the middle of a populated area, you have all these strip malls.
You ready for this, Paul? You ready for this?
Is
all
there
right,
one?
I don't think you know this. At the dealership group that I last left, a guy named Josh Winders, we hired him from CarMax. He put a buy center in Bentonville, Arkansas, 7 hours away from our closest location. It was Nelson Buy Center. We were in Bentonville, right across from the Walmart, and that thing printed cars into our dealer group.
See, there you go. Validation of the idea right now. I also think that you've been up here in upstate New York. We know how to do a car wash. Do we not?
Oh,
we know how
put
to
them
do
outside the car wash.
Put a
That's
buy center. I don't know why every car running through that car wash doesn't get a price every time it goes through a little buy center office right there. Car wash can make some money. The dealerships can get great supply of cars. People can give them a free car wash if they get a price on their car. Like, this can work.
All right, are we allowed to bring this one up now?
Last one, and the most controversial topic, AI.
There
right?
it is.
Is AI helpful in any dealership, regardless of any side? You got to put that all the way at the top. This has to be at the top of the list, so high up we can't even see it, because you don't need to be complicated with AI to get massive productivity gains back. Yes, you can get nerdy, you can get complex like you do, and you can bring data in and give yourself reports and make systems talk to one another. Or you can just use it in simple ways like I do and really streamline your workflow, help give you hours of your time back with just very little education on it. So if you're not using AI in a dealership, you're probably not even seeing this content and you wouldn't even know what we were talking about anyway. So
the reality is here, and this is, I think, across business verticals, is right now we have very, very tightly scoped AI use cases, and they have kind of gotten our minds out of the expanse of what's possible. Initially in retail auto, AI was specifically targeted at conversation. So inbound phone calls, outbound phone calls, messaging. But the use case for AI is much more systematic, and you have to be thinking about it operationally. And it doesn't matter what vertical you're in, but bringing into every piece of your business in the way that it makes most sense, utilizing the right partners, the right tools, technology to deeply integrate it into your operations is the only way to build enough efficiency to be relevant in the market over the next 5 years.
There you go. That's our first episode of Pushback, where we challenge the assumptions about automotive retail. Hope you had some fun. We sure did. We'll see you here next time with whatever Nathan and Paul Goldman decide to throw on this plate.
Tell us if we got it right. Tell us if we got it wrong. Shout at us. Let us know in the comments. Follow us for more content like this. Mash the subscribe button. Hang out.
Oh, mash the subscribe button. Listen to him. Sounded like the kids.